This is a dense forest ecosystem. 200 days ago, it was a wasteland. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I still can't do the YouTube voice. I'll keep trying though. So in 200 days, this empty tank transformed into a forest full of life. Everything looks peaceful, but nothing could be less true. And there is only one that can bring order to this chaos. One that can unite them all. Bob. Please leave a like for Bob. To get the full story of how this ecosystem evolved, we have to go back to day one. One crappy transition later, we are back to an empty tank, and I began to lay the groundwork for an ecosystem. These rocks and dirty balls are the start of something bigger. It is invisible to the naked eye, but with this forest soil, I'm adding millions of life forms. As a biologist, I can tell you these are plants, green ones to be exact. An ecosystem without moss is like a hairdryer that is on. It blows. I'm building an ecosystem in record time here. Once it is finished, we can add all kinds of animals, and it can start to develop into a dense forest. Now, take a mental picture of this end product here, because in 200 days, it will be unrecognizable. To see that, your attention span has to last another 10 minutes though. Not easy, I know. On day 3, it's time to add the first animal. These are isopods, and I let them gently climb into the terrarium. I know these are not the most exciting animals, but they are key in an ecosystem like this. They break down organic matter, and when they poop, the nutrients become available for the plants again. Or wait, better show than tell. When they poop, the nutrients become available again for the plants. In this case, telling might have been better than showing. I'm sorry you had to see that. Okay, that's a lie, I'm not sorry. By day 5, I knew I had to add something to control the plants a bit. And those somethings are millipedes. I'm adding a whole bunch of them. And this will turn out to be a big mistake. Foreshadowing. This one immediately started cleaning itself, and you thought you had it bad with only one pair of legs to clean. Luckily, they also started doing their job, controlling the plants. But that is not all they did. However, those are problems for future me. And with future me, I mean me in a few minutes. You might have noticed that these millipedes are heavily armored and look kinda prehistoric. They will need that armor because I'm adding a predator soon. Yeah, I don't know why I'm teasing this because I'm doing it right now. On day 10, I already noticed that the isopod population was growing, so we need something to keep it in check. So I'm introducing a few predators, and the first one is this earwig. This one is a male. Now, earwigs are mainly scavengers, but when food is scarce, they can hunt too. He immediately started looking in every crack and crevice for a nice snack. Eventually, he found some leftover isopod he could feast on. First, he was following his stomach, but now that his hunger is stilled, he will be following his heart. He will be following his heart. But unfortunately for him, he will have to wait a while longer until I add the missing piece into this ecosystem. First, we're gonna see the chaos build some more, because in the next couple of days, more and more animals started emerging. This is a red springtail, which is a pretty weird name, because they are red and they have tail they use as a spring. Okay, maybe that name isn't weird. Very useful animals though, because they eat mold. More and more different animal species are showing up, which tells me that this ecosystem is maturing, but this is just a start. Most animals we've seen so far are plant eaters. See, plant eater, plant eater, What the hell is this? I think this is a brain eater. Disgusting, all slithery. By day 40, it was time to add not only one, but 2 predators. Yes, I know, I sound excited for this. The first one is a centipede, the evil cousin of the millipedes. Unlike the millipedes who are harmless, besides spraying some acid, centipedes are venomous and one of the most skilled predators on Earth. They often hunt for prey that is even bigger than them, These are pretty elusive animals, so I couldn't film the hunt, but I saw this one snack on an isopod. Seems like he has eaten enough for now. To find the next predator, I had to do some digging or lifting. Yes, it's watching you. Oh, you're not going to like this. This is a woodlouse spider, as in a spider that is specialized in eating woodlouse. Biology is so easy. And if you're wondering what woodlouse are, those are the isopods. Just another name for them. The ecosystem is becoming pretty dense, so it's becoming harder and harder to find and film the animals. However, there is one species that isn't shy, an ant colony. They hitched a ride with the log I put in here, and there is only one thing I know for sure. They don't like to be confined to a glass box. They like to explore the rest of my house too, and I'll show you where they go in a minute. I do everything in my power to keep them in the terrarium, which is the bare minimum, like giving them food. I could apply an ant barrier to the terrarium, but where's the fun in that? This is their favorite, honeydew. Most of them smell it and quickly go for a bite, but some ants of this colony have other plans. Invade my home. How dare they get out of this terrarium I did zero effort for to keep them in. And all of this effort just to smell each other's asses. Okay, yeah, valid reason. I allow them to get out because these are acorn ants and they only make colonies of a few hundred ants. Hundreds of ants. Maybe I should reconsider. Oh well, most of them go back into the terrarium on their own anyway. However, they do make satellite nests away from the main nest. So we'll see in the next 150 days if this colony stays in the terrarium or they make a nest in my bed or something. But as you can see, they still return to the nest in the log, so that is not the case yet, I think. Remember our lonely earwig? Well, day 60 is the day I make his heart whole again. I went out to find a female earwig. Don't ask me where or how, but you recognize them because they have more straight pincers compared to males. And yes, they really use those. She doesn't look happy, so I better add her to the terrarium quick. First, she needs to settle in a bit, and then she's off, making some puppies, or whatever you call baby earwigs. I love to believe they are called earwiggles, but yeah. We skipped a lot of days, and as you can see, the ecosystem has changed. The ants, however, are still exploring my house, so I decided to give them something yummy in the terrarium. A mosquito, and yes, I ended it myself. With this, does this thing still work? Yep, it still works. Anyway, there should be enough food for them in the terrarium. The only problem is they need to catch it first. So maybe they are too lazy for that, and that is why they go out to look for an easier meal. I think we can all relate. Easier to eat a deep freeze pizza than to hunt for isopods out there. Day 150 has arrived, and it is almost time to add Bob. Only he can bring all creatures in this forest together. Some of them are starting to adjust to life in this harsh environment. Like this snail that is washing herself like a cat. Okay, today I learned. That hole right there is the opening to her lung, by the way. And not many people know this, but a snail's house is not just their house, it's part of their body. They can't crawl out. On day 200, I'm giving them a natural snack, and nothing screams nature like bright orange fruit jello in a plastic cup. I had to wait a while for something to show up, but eventually a lot of animals wanted a bite. I'm glad the ants are still here, because their home is threatened. You'll see that on day 220. For now, there seems to be no worries in their little heads, and they just enjoy this sugary snack. You can see their full abdomen, swollen from the sweet liquid. Okay, I think we saw enough from this jelly. What in the orgy is going on in here? This is classic millipedes, they are always humping. No wonder we have so many. By day 220, our piece of wood is almost collapsing, and I don't like it. I know this is nature, but come on, man, that was a nice piece of wood. Of course, I didn't have to look long for the culprit, and if they're eating the wood up here, that also means that down here is all poop. If you think that's filthy, I have some bad news for you, because all dirt is poop. So if you're pulling out weeds, that's poop on your hand. If you're planting something, that's poop on your hand. If your toilet paper is too thin, that's poop on your head. Moving on. The fact that this log is going to collapse is bad news for the ants. They will have to look for a new home. Perhaps this acorn here. I'm sorry, my inner David Attenborough came to the surface there for a moment. Now before I add Bob, I'm going to give the animals in here one last thing to eat, and that is a fish. Maybe then they will leave Bob alone. Get it? Leave? Yeah, you will get it later. Anyway, let's see who's hungry. Do you know why they always start eating the head first? Because the butt tastes like ass. So none of them want that. Never mind. Eyes are full of nutrients, so that is the first thing that will be gone. Together with the ass, apparently. 20 days later, the whole fish is gone, bones and all. And it is time to add Bob. So Bob is a leaf insect. That means he looks like a leaf. Yeah, thanks, Captain Obvious. In he goes. Oh no, where's Bob? Has he escaped? Just kidding, he's right there. Camouflage. To be completely honest here, I just put Bob in to keep you watching till the end. He doesn't belong in here, because what you see right here is my arm, and Bob's real home, full of brambles, his favorite snack. But Bob isn't needed anymore. Everything is peaceful, so it seems. Yeah, I'm sorry buddy, but you won't find any of these in this house. Now stop, don't click off, click on this video instead. It will help me a lot. Thank you to all members, patrons and everyone that watched. And welcome to the new patrons. I think you'll like this video next. Bye.